Hello, and welcome to another Rouge unit of the week. And today we are taking a look at the Zelda APC for Israel. So during the 1950s, the Americans realised that hey, we need to get ourselves an armoured personnel carrier to protect our troops as they go to the front lines. But they wanted it to be rather modular to fit for all sorts of roles, such as being able to cross rivers, being able to be kicked out of an airplane, and carry a lot of troops while being able to defend itself. So in 1960, the Americans came up with the M113. Now the M113 has no real bells or whistles to it. It's a rather bland and boring vehicle. It's pretty much just an aluminum box with enough armour to protect itself from heavy machine gun fire. And the entire idea was for it to move up to the front line, unload the troops, and then fall back. It wasn't meant to be a combat vehicle. But the armament of the M13 is rather modular. You can change it to be a light machine gun, heavy machine guns, automatic grenade launchers, or ATGMs. And because of how cheap it was to produce this vehicle, the Americans exported this to pretty much most of the countries in the world that they had any sort of relationship with. In one of these countries, being Israel, they got a bunch of these M113s from the Americans. And one of the variants of them was called the Zelda, which has nothing to do with the video game. Pretty much simply, the Zelda's main difference to the other standard M113s is that it has some more side armour and frontal armour with some steel plates. Yeah, that's really it. Now in game, the Zelda is a 5-point transport with 3 weapons available to it. Now we're just going to cover all 3 weapons at the same time because we've got a 50 cal machine gun, a 7.62 machine gun, and a 7.62 machine gun. Rather standard stats for all of them, nothing really too crazy, but what is crazy is that you got 3 machine guns. If you count up all the HE power of each of these, you got 1.75 HE damage, which is quite a lot of rail firepower for just machine guns, even though you do have 3 of them. And if you take a look at its miscellaneous stats, there's 2 front and side armour, 1 at back, 1 up top, 10 HP, medium size, poor optics, a speed of 55 km off-road, 110 on the road, an autonomy of 480 km, year restricted to 82, and it is type restricted to support, mechanized, armoured, and marine decks. Now in battle, the Zelda isn't really anything all that fancy. It has no real big cool things, no crazy anti-tank missiles or AA missiles or big cannons. It's just a 5-point transport. But what makes it a cool 5-point transport is that this is your bargain bucket, your 75% off Steam sale, your Black Friday of deals here. Because for 5 points, the cheapest you can get, you got 3 machine guns that totals 1.75 HE damage, 2 frontal armour, which is pretty good. That will allow you to survive some basic HE damage, decent off-road speed, and you can get it through pretty much most of the Israeli infantry. And this what makes it such a good bloody transport vehicle, is that it has the firepower, really good firepower, for 5 points. It's great for helping the infantry guys charge into a town, once you unload them, and provide cover and fire. It won't exactly kill any vehicles at all, but when you want to kill some infantry guys, this is your best bet. This is the best 5-point transport in game, bar none. It's just so good for the bloody price. And there, it's a solid 5-point transport. Most people, including me, once you unload your infantry, the transport's pretty much just a throwaway. Who cares what really happens to it? But the Zelda, you kind of want to keep this thing alive for a little bit, because this can prove to be a very powerful vehicle when dealing with enemy infantry inside of towns. But yeah, a very cool 5-point transport, and very simple at that. And I'm going to leave it off at that. This has been another Rouge unit of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as usual, please just take it easy.